Check. There we go. Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing a bunch of decks, E to G7, plus a couple Blackjack Davy collection cards with Mercator, Corax, and Wallfly. Oh, I gotta read some cards. Valley Chronicler. Up to 3 different building resources from your supply on this card. Another player plays a major improvement. Return a resource from this to my supply. So I'm basically loaning resources here. When other people build majors, I get to play Ox. That looks like a solid first pick. There's Gleaner, there's Mountain Plowman, Bargain Baker. What about Big Game Hunter? Food, boar, a cow. Next 4 round spaces. Getting a boar and a cow off of one card can be quite good in some games, like if you're placing this in 13-14. If you have a really high way to score points in other games, but I think I'm just going to take Valley Chronicler here. Three wood from the supply on this card. 1 wood. Oh, so this is a 3 wood, 1 boar action that's just slow. Okay. Inspector, rooms past your fields. Fine card. Can do some like nasty jumps with Valley Chronicler. Probably not gonna take part-time builder. Yeah, probably just take Inspector. It's fine. Yeah. So the thing I try to look for in Inspector is way to score points from other cards, because you do kind of. Oh man. Man, oh man. Well, I already first picked Valley Chronicler, and I just got past Child Psychologist. Oh my god, there's also Lord of the Manor here and Grain Cellar, both of which are fantastic. So 3 fantastic first picks here. um, Whenever you play an occupation, 1 stable from your supply on this card to receive 3 food. Wharf Keeper on the wheel does not seem bad. Like, how did nobody open Child Psychologist into Wharf Keeper? Like, what? What? So if I'm going to play Inspector, Inspector is a nombo with Lord of the Manor, right? Because you need to get to 5, you need to do 5 pastures, 5 rooms, 5 fields to work with Lord of the Manor. But I don't know if I want to just blindly take Rain Cellar here either. Oh. Hey, Rilo Kren, welcome. Oh. Don't have to play my whole hand. I don't have to play Inspector. Take Lord of the Manor. Yeah, and then there's Lady of the Manor, so yep, that looks like the pick to me. Just drop Inspector here. And hope quite a bit to pick up like a plow or something. Some plow help would be great here. Have I been muted this whole time? I don't believe so. Nope. Refresh. Looks good on my end. Thanks, Gary. Gary says it's working. All right. More stone than wood, food equal to the distance of the stone. Okay. Um, so my dream with something like Mountain Plowman here would be to try to set up with like a riding plow, get 6 fields, and have that 6 sheep go to 8 sheep for 2 categories for Lord of the Manor, Lady of the Manor. On the other hand, I could just take a generically okay card like Gardener's Wife. I think I'm gonna take Mountain Plowman here though. The other nice thing about Mountain Plowman is it can feed me. If I pick up something that makes me really want to plow throughout the game, like a barn or something. I could build a fireplace, feed that way. Hey, Montu. No, just waiting. Probably wait until there's a lull in the draft. But it's not complicated. I had a couple hours to play a game today, and I waited about an hour and a half to get a game. I I just don't combination of don't have and don't care to take the time to wait for those games anymore, and it just makes it too hard to stream consistently. So, mm, uh, I have the sense that Blackjack Davies collections make bottom feeding slightly better. So maybe I play Junk Dealer. I don't know. If I have some need for clay. These guys. These guys. 2 food on this card. If there's food on this card, whenever you use this space adjacent to fishing, you receive one of these food and a boar. I'll take Balanced Farmer, but yeah, it doesn't look like I'm playing either. Covetous Farmer might have been okay with Balanced Farmer. Yeah, and I contribute to that by being a very active player that drops out, Montu. So I apologize for that, but it's what happens. And I mean the board game arena. A lot of people have moved over to board game arena, so or to private games, so that's fair. They have that. Okay, what do I want here? Do I want Evening Prayer? So Evening Prayer probably plays like Lady of the Manor, Valley Chronicler. And then Valley Chronicler would play Lord of the Manor, Mountain Plowman, something. Not in that order. Maybe Bounce Farmer, Mountain Plowman, Lord of the Manor. Probably not playing Inspector. I don't hate wheeling Underground Shed here. Underground Shed as a way to get a Lord of the Manor, Lady of the Manor category seems solid. Um, Not that I have all that much stone. Squash gourds, 1 vegetable on 12, 13, 14. You can get the vegetable or put it away. Yeah, I think I'd just take Evening Prayer here. The other thing is looking at what the other players drafted and more importantly didn't draft. Like Korax, Wallfly, their play occupations in round one players. Oh my god, Lighthouse here after I just passed that other card. I think I am taking Granary though. Granary is like I have no source of grain yet, so I think Granary looks pretty solid here. Try to sow 2 grain fields in round 10 or 11, or maybe 2 grain in a vegetable fields for a vegetable field, something like that. Acreage, okay, could pick up acreage. Yeah, all right. So this kind of looks like a baking, like I'm gonna bake. So if I could pick up another source of grain, so there's the communal oven, but what I really want is I'd ideally like to see another like incidental way to get grain here. What am I likely to actually get picked that I would want to play? Um, some miner that gives a couple grain would be nice. I don't know. I can't think of exactly what that looks like a Pika or something here. Just the fact that I have acreage plus evening prayer just means I'm going to have fields to sow onto. So it just makes baking a lot more appealing than normal. And then maybe I try to get away without building a fireplace, and then I can use the mountain plowman to hopefully get another Lord of the Manor category. Ceramics, eh? Agricola Harbor, action space for all. Player uses it, gets 2 stone, or trade a stone for 2 other building resources. Oyster recipe, take fishing, make other players, make other stuff breed. Pick up ceramics here. So now this is almost looking like I take a raw grain, which I don't love. But maybe what I do is I take a raw grain, bake that, then try to sow these 2 grain, and don't bake again until round 12. Don't love that. It seems unlikely I can afford to build a 4th room and score well on Lord of the Manor, Lady of the Manor. Unless I like round 5 growth like falls into my lap pretty easily. So yeah, so that's me thinking about whether I should take storage shed or not. And I think the answer is no, I don't take storage shed. If I'm not going back to the family growth space. So I think I'm going to take this underground shed here and see if if I can make that work. It's a bit like it's weird if I think I'm baking at all with ceramics, to then also try to build the well. I don't know. Rilo Kren created a draft rule: stream at least once a month. Monter, I hope you keep streaming some. Anyways, no one is really streaming on a schedule that much anymore. Could be a fun Rock Pyramid Lighthouse game for someone. Yeah, there wasn't really any. I don't think I passed that much stone or red o payoffs, but yeah. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, honestly, Rilo Kren, I'm not gonna make that promise even. So like, yeah, please, encouraging everyone like turn off your automatic resubs. I appreciate them, but like, it's not worth it here. Um, I'm here to explicitly say I am not going to do that. Yeah. But to give you an update where I was off for so long, yeah, I was really sick after I came back. So I took pretty much. I knew I was gonna not stream very much in August, and then because I was on vacation and traveling a lot, and I got really sick at the end of August coming back. I think I had a cold, and then I had COVID, and then because my immune system was so weak, like it took me a long time to fully get over COVID. And I got another cold as I was getting over it. And yeah, so it's just not been fun. I've been quite sick for a while. Things were so bleak I had to start streaming, I guess. Think of your channel points. I'm sorry, Relocran. I know, I never really. That was just a number that went up really high. I never really paid off into anything, and I apologize for that. We're a long ways away from like April. Oh my god, Lighthouse is still here. Oh my god. Can I take Lighthouse? It lets me fence a lot earlier. The stone, though, makes this ceramics play awkward, and it makes me really need reedstone food actions. So I'm inclined to not play it, but we'll see. I'm actually going to take Chameleon here just because I get sheep fairly easily from Mountain Plowman. And I have cheap miners to play early over crib. And I doubt I have enough grain to bake with flail. Alright, well, Reedstone food in round one's a thing, so happy about that. Thank you. Ceiling is high here, yeah. Well, I don't know if my ceiling is high here, but I think my chance to win 1/3 of the time is very high. I think my chance to win in a round 7 game is decently high. Mercator played Synergizer. Nice. Plow space fight! I'm gonna take plow. Like, I have evening prayer, 2 wood, 2 clay, meh. Fences are round 1. Like, yeah, I don't need to go for the first fireplace. Or so Wharf Keeper, this is the one when you play an Ock, yeah. You can take a stable out of the game to get 3 food. So it almost came back. Wallfly took that card over Child Psychologist. As did Mercator's the only player who didn't pass on Child Psych twice. So what was in the Child Psych pack? I saw it 7. I took Lord of the Manor over it. There was Lord of the Manor, Child Psych, and one other card that was decently. Of course, Grain Cellar. So Mercator's got Grain Cellar. I feel pretty good about taking Plow here then. Knowing that Mercator's got Grain Cellar, I feel totally fine about that. Inspector, the one where you need the same number of things, so I am unlikely to play it. I'm unlikely to play Inspector. And then a start player Rock Pyramid here for Korax. Okay. Three wood's fine here. Don't really care about cheap Ock. Like, I don't think I would play cheap Ock and sabotage my ability to play Evening Prayer. There's just no need. I mean, I do still have this start player Evening Prayer into Lady of the Manor, into building the first room as an option. Throw away Lighthouse. Like, we've got a Synergizer player. Wallfly has Rogue and doesn't have any room parts yet. So it's really Korax and I that are looking at building a room. So, we'll see. No need to commit to anyone's strategy yet. I think I'm going to take my grain here, though. Over 2 wood. I am still hedging towards Lighthouse. So I think I'd take my grain here as a 5 food action. 5 food action that goes nicely in the ceramics line. And then assuming Reedstone food doesn't come to me, I take 4 clay next round. I take 4 clay into plow probably. And Mercator with Grain Cellar does synergize a vegetable right away. So there are a couple cards that cared about vegetable in the draft. There was a miner that gave you two extra let you, so long as you had one vegetable, you got to get two more vegetables if you paid a wood, something like that. It's like vegetable gourd or something. There were honestly not that many payoff. Like there was grain cellar, and then Lord of the Manor, Lady of the Manor. But I felt that the number of payoffs in this draft was quite low. Which might mean that these guys drafted them all really highly, which is why I got Child Psychologist 7th, but maybe. Mercator covets a reed here and then gets the Covetous Stone. That's a decent start to Covetous Farmer. Yeah, Waffle has Rogue, so unless she wants to double Reedstone food, I get Reedstone food here. And I will take it over 4 clay for sure. Because really I want much more than 4 clay. I want 6 clay minimum. Well, 5. But I probably want a Reno, so 7 ideally. 7 is enough for ceramics, clay oven, pottery conversion, and Reno. Yes, grain cellar is a payoff. Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's like the only, like, I think it's really the only payoff in the draft, to be honest. That I saw at least. That I can remember. I don't, yeah, I don't really remember any other payoffs. But there were a couple Ox that I didn't write, I had to read, and minors that I had to read, so definitely possible I've just forgotten them. And in fact, likely. And Mercator opens with Plow here. Not gonna let me screw him again. Corax takes 3 food. Wallfly probably gonna rogue Reedstone food, which means I get 4 clay on the wheel here. And I leave start player into 6 wood for Mercator, which I don't love, but that happens. Also, I need building resources for this Valley Chronicler, so that is also a thing. That is also a thing. It might be that I play Valley Chronicler Balance Farmer. That might be what I'm heading towards here. Try to get that going. Next round, love to take Reedstone food again. So assuming Mercators start players into 6 wood, Corax might take 4 wood, might take 4 food, might play Freeok, might play Reedstone food. Wallfly, unlikely to open Reedstone food. So I think I'm reasonably likely to open Reedstone food here. So this might be a Reedstone food into 4 clay round. Which, Reedstone food into a 4 clay round would be a pretty solid start to a Lighthouse game. So yeah, that'd be alright. Mercator, I'm assuming, is 6 wood into fishing. That's my guess. What do we got here? Valley Hunter. Yeah. So Mercator fishes, Korak doesn't need to build here. We could see something like Plow here to activate the Valley Hunter. Could also see Room Stable because you get the 2 wood back right away. Wallfly, I don't know, might Rogue. Rogue reads Stone Food. Certainly I'm sad to see Rogue in Wallfly's hand because I'm almost never going to go second. So what I should maybe consider is, do I plow over clay here? Because I might get 4 clay. I probably get 4 clay second action next round, and I might get 5 clay. And this way, I have my second field in play for evening prayer. Well, there's Reno, so 5 clay into Reno clay oven looks like the play here. Rogue seems like it would have been great with Lighthouse and Pyramid. Yeah, I tend to agree. Tend to agree. Visiting Quarryman for Korax. Wallfly builds. First action builds with Rogue, which is a bit confusing. Because you could second action build here, and that would have let Wallfly take 3 reed, 3 wood, 5 clay. Looks like Wallfly wants to continue roguing Reedstone Food. So maybe Wallfly's remembering Underground Shed and really wants the well for some reason. That could be a thing. That's Wallfly really wants to keep taking Reedstone Food. Buried Treasure for Korax, which is stone whenever you take Plow or Plowsow. Gonna go ahead and get the clay oven here. This also gets me the food for my second evening prayer rock. Could also just play ceramics. I think starting to get something out of Balance Farmer is worth something. I need more stone though. Do need 2 more stone after renovating to start player Lighthouse. So with Wallfly Rogue growthing in this round, it's like kind of essentially a round Do I take 4 wood or do I take reedstone food here? I really need to keep getting stone. But 4 wood is 4 wood. And I am technically able to take 2 stone in round 9 into Lighthouse. Like, it's kind of like a round 5 family growth game, just with how much, um, how quickly people are going to end up growing. It might look like I have, like, clay hut extension here. That might be a thing that they have in mind. Yeah, like, I'm pretty done with. I think it looks like I'm going to be done with stone after I lighthouse, because then I really need to get my farming going. I'd also like to get this granary in play. That's the other thing. I think I do reno evening prayer here. Could throw down Lady of the Manor here for a couple wood. But I think this is what I'm going to do. Place wood, clay, reed. Chronicler. So the first deck I played is Balance Farmer, which is probably well known to most people watching. Second one, place 3 different building resources from your supply on the card. I get a resource. Oh, I need to distinguish which ones I place because I actually get it back to play the Ock. So I want to play Granary for wood. It turns on Bounce Farmer at 3/3. And then I would play ceramics, and then I would pay 1 wood for my lighthouse to go 2/2. Although I do want to start taking wood. Yeah, I should legitimately mark these since it could be relevant. I think I'm going to start player here. Or do I want to play ceramics instead? Pottery could easily be built by Wallfly here. Super easily be built by Wallfly. I mean, to me, it makes sense for her to build a cooking hearth with all the sheep available. So I think I'm going to trust that she's going to do that. Yeah, way to play miners easier would have been really nice here. Like a machinist or something would have been a lot better than this balance farmer. Like a way to get ceramics into pottery out really quickly. Because I would need to play lighthouse and ceramics and pottery. Then after that, I don't really want to take start player anymore. Because it doesn't look like I need to play acreage because I'm going to want to just plow. Corex plays BMW. I'll take the reed to play Mountain Plowman, or do I play Lady of the Manor? I think I'm gonna play Lady of the Manor. So I won't get the reed, I'll get the wood. And then I could take 3 wood here. Yeah, this balance farmer really would have been so much better as like a machinist or something. So much better. Imagine if I didn't have to start player last round and I could have gotten the ceramics down anyways and granary. I played Lady of the Manor, and then we have Herb Garden here for Mercator. End of turn, not round. So Correct should have activated Valley Hunter there. Alright, Wallfly does build the fireplace. Great. So that means there is a very small chance that I'm getting the... There's a very small chance that I'm getting the pottery here. I mean, I need it. I need it for the food. Because I get a food from Balance Farmer. Go ahead and play the Mountain Plowman here. In response to the fireplace. If 4 wood comes back, I could definitely consider taking 4 wood over playing Lighthouse. Assuming Corex does not take a wood action. Because if Wallfly and I each take wood, there's a world where Mercator takes wood, and then Corex can't take wood build. Well, you know what? Growth is available this round. So Corex is probably wood build grow, actually. Mercator opens with Clay Mixer. Weird. Corex should have 1 marker on each. 2 Valley Hunters, 2 Quarrymen. Also, Corex did not take to grow this round. Which unfortunately means I probably have to lighthouse here. Which means I'm not activating this. No, this doesn't work. I don't want to do this. I think I'd play ceramics. Because this gets to be a balanced farmer activation. Yeah, this is the only way I could grow next round. Wallfly's getting defense before taking the sheep. This is great for Wallfly. I disagree with some of Wallfly's picks, but the game has gone. Wallfly is doing in a great spot here. Getting to take the sheep after fencing 10 is excellent. Yeah, this balanced farmer is really not worth it here. I could have just dumped the my first pick Ock and just have played Lord of the Manor, Lady of the Manor with Evening Prayer. But being able to pick the resources for balanced farmer seemed like it'd be okay. And I screw up. I screwed up. Valley should be empty now after Bill Plow build. Also, screw you. This is such a screw you from Korax. Yeah. What a jerk. Anyone building this round? I don't think so. I'll take the 6 wood. So this is 6 wood into pottery, I think. Had to open 4 food fishing. Honestly, with Wallfly's fireplace and with Mercator angling for the stone oven, I think fishing was wide open. But, oh well. Yeah, Korax was playing it safe, and playing it safe meant not growing last round, but I think this is just not that good for Korax. I mean, it might be fine, but the thing is, you took fishing. There were 2 4 wood actions. Like you didn't take wood when you're gonna build 2 wood rooms. So not taking 4 wood is kind of sad. There is the fence dealer in the game, but I kind of think Mercator has the fence dealer just based on the farm layout. Like it looks to me like Mercator is gonna build a room here and then fence 12 down there. Although I guess not with Lady the Manor. Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say. Wallfly plays Appraiser. I'll grab my free pottery. Two food and a clay to feed 4. And I will Lord of the Manor when somebody builds a major here. I'm assuming we're going to see the well or a cooking hearth built. So I can do that to get the Balanced Farmer clay next round. So I think for the next feeding phase, maybe I take a vegetable, sow a grain and a veg, bake 1. The problem with that is not sowing then baking any more grain is terrible. Whereas if I sow 2 grain in this stage, then I can probably bake once in this round and once in this stage and once in this stage. But maybe I don't get that many sow bake actions. Hard to say. I'll lock to get the clay back. We're out Lord of the Manor. Plus F balance. Wells in chat. Let's see him. So what do I like about my position? I have 16 wood. I like that. I'm ready to fence and start taking pairs of animals. These, I guess Korax is taking animals for food now. Wallfly doesn't really need food, but Wallfly will want a pair of animals for points. But yeah, I'm ready to fence. So I like that. What else? Oh, you know what? I don't need to take the clay here because I get it on the reed. Hmm. I get balance on the reed. I'm not gonna Lord of the Manor here. Because I get balance on the reed in each of the next 2 rounds versus I don't get balance in round 11. I'll throw down the lighthouse here. Oh, I renoed to stone ages ago. I should have updated it. Because now what I want is I want to get the clay in round 11 from somebody maybe upgrading a cooking hearth. Like joinery probably does not get built, but one of these 2 will get built. I think. So if I can trigger Balance Farmer next round, could I do something like vegetable sow fence? Probably not. Yeah, I'd be one food short in that line, unless I baked a grain. Could fence this round. Eyeing 2 cattle next round. Oh, family growth, not fence. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I think I bake here. Unless I wheel 2 cattle after fencing, but I don't think there's any way that happens. Korax would like an 8 food action. So fence vegetable sow is my dream round. The problem is Mercator wants sow as well. Yeah, Mercator wants sow, obviously. Mercator wants build, sow, family growth. Korax takes wood, takes the 2 cattle, and does maybe a plow. Plow to get the 4 stone. Wallfly wants wood. Wallfly wants plow. Might probably activates the seal trainer. Also, Wallfly played seal trainer, which is the one where you want to go on fishing then on TP. And Wallfly does have juggler, so yeah, Wallfly's gonna traveling players next round. I think I open fence 15. Yeah. Just in case those cattle come back. But they shouldn't. Since I'm not getting sow this round, I probably want to plow. Oh, Mercator playing baking dish. Okay. Okay, so I am getting sow then. So I should get vegetable into sow here. So I'd like to see Wallfly upgrade to a cooking hearth, which she has no need to do. So yeah, looks like I'm not going to get my balance farmer in around 12. And then the rest of the way, I'm just kind of first move taking plow, trying to get to 5 fields the rest of the way. But ultimately, not growing until round 9. Not growing to round 9 can be fine if your feeding is really well sorted, but my feeding was not well sorted here. My feeding was not well sorted at all. Yeah. So I think I need, instead of this balance farmer, something that plays minor improvements, like a machinist, or even like a bargain hunter might have been acceptable. Um, and then the other thing is, yeah, a little like one more card that gives grain would have been really huge. Quark's gonna sow here. Quark's might sow in pursuit of the Lady of the Manor points. No, it took plow. Okay. So I'm getting plow a sow back here, so that's good. Do I eat a clay? If I guess I can wait to decide. Think on feed. I can wait to see if I get if I get the clay back or not. Because technically, if I don't take clay next round, like that's a thing. Yeah, squash gourds. Okay, yeah, that card. Have some vegetable, get more vegetable. Um, yeah, because if I activate Balance Farmer in these 2 rounds by not taking clay, it's 2 food versus eating it now, which is 2 food. So probably I always eat it now, but let's harvest. Corax is the one with Fence Dealer. Okay. Feed 4 in a clay. And Mercator gets family growth here. Very nice. Nicely done by Mercator. I think Mercator is winning the Lady of the Manor points, right? Only needs 6 more wood for 4 categories. And 4 categories looks like it's enough this game. I'm certainly not beating 4 categories. I'm not getting an animal category. Is my big problem here that I'm not getting an animal category at all. Yeah, I have to pick up 2 boar or start player here. I really need both. Well, I really need to. Ideally, I would have got the boar from Chameleon because I had so many sheep, but yeah, Wallfly opens plow. Yep, makes sense for Wallfly because she's going to rogue family growth, so. Yeah. Well, I really regret first picking Valley Chronicler since there was a 7th pick family counselor available. The kind of problem I ran into is that once I drafted Valley Chronicler, like I couldn't really play. I couldn't really draft like drafting family or family child psych. The inspector is a nombo with Lady of the Manor, for example, and kind of a nombo with Lord of the Manor. So yeah, and then I had cards like Junk Dealer, which just and like Bounce Farm, which just don't do anything. So that was unfortunate. Am I taking food here? Am I taking a cattle? I could sow bake with this move and then take a cattle last move. I am unlikely to get Plow So next round. This way I don't have to take clay this round if I don't want to. But I have to sow these 2 grain and this vegetable to get to those 2 categories for Lord of the Manor. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a good clay action, not a mediocre clay action from my pottery, a good clay action. In round 14, ideally. After activating this clay to get the round 13 2 food. Am I taking away a good action for myself in the future by doing this? Wallfly! Wallfly might open 2 cattle. Korax might open 2 cattle. Mercator is going to family growth. So Korax will probably Plow Sow, which means Wallfly would have the choice between 2 cattle and Plow. I just hope she doesn't open Plow again. That would suck. Allegory here for Korax, okay. So Korax playing Allegory over trying to get the Lady of the Manor points, maybe recognize that it was impossible, but like once you get this 4th field in round 13, yeah, you're not that far off. Like if you had taken, but yeah, Mercator gets to the 12 wood pretty easily with. No, Mercator does not have. Oh yeah, fence is 12. What am I saying? Has 12 wood. I was thinking fence dealer, but no, that was incorrect. Also, Korax played start player. For some reason, I thought Mercator start player last round. Plow get a sheep. So the move that I'm not sure about, that might have sent me down the wrong path here, is the 1 grain move. Because the 1 grain really committed me to the clay oven ceramics line. And playing that many miners, plus granary, plus evening prayer, might not have been worth it. The other thing is, I have to look at were there any actions that could have been Reedstone food, which would have been a lot stronger. That's also a consideration. Mercator plays spare fence post. That's kind of odd. You're handing a Korax fencing action here to him. But I guess you think that you're gonna take Reno fence in the last round. Must be the thinking. Not sure what else it could be. Take a 2-point cattle here. And last move, probably taking 6 clay. Yeah, so not the sharpest game here. Maybe this Valley Chronicler is not. I don't know. I would value Valley Chronicler reasonably highly, but maybe the fact that it only plays 3 more, so it's no. I guess it's worse than the Historian, but Historian is excellent. It is worse than Historian, but Historian is really excellent. So I thought it was still a reasonable first pick. Was my pack just that weak? Because I think I played it into Valley. I think it was Balance Farmer. Or was it Mountain Plowman, the other card I got out of that pack? It was Mountain Plowman. I think I 7th picked Balance Farmer. Yeah, I think I got. Yeah. And the Lighthouse. Do I need to play more start player actions? Get Reedstone Food more times? Because the other thing is, when Reno flips in 5, if you can get enough stone, then you can jump into the family growth queue really nicely. But I did not have anywhere near enough stone. For food and the clay. Corax has Constable. Interesting. Well, I'm not getting a Constable point. Looks like Mercator's not either, so this looks like a 5-point Constable, true 5-point Constable here for Corax. That probably is enough. That also explains why Corax played Allegory. Yeah, it's probably going to be good enough. Oh, Grain Seller, of course. Never mind, yeah. That's just giving the points away to Mercator, of course, yeah. Right. I forgot about that. Oh, Fence 12 small. Okay. Here, rather than risking it next round, sure. I mean, I don't think Wallfly is ever fencing 1, right? Wallfly is probably going to plow into Rogue Plow So, I would expect. Yeah. Well, hard game. So losing here to the Synergizer, who gets a 4th pick Grain Seller, I don't think it's correct for me to take Grain Seller over Lord of the Manor there. There is a world where I open like grain cart or popcorn, like some way of making a good amount of grain, and I did get acreage. But I think taking grain seller makes me really dependent on getting that, whereas something like Lord of the Manor is more often going to be good in more hands. I think, although the ceiling's not as high on Lord of the Manor. Oh. Um, does everyone have 5 family members? Corax is not. So I am competing with Corax for family growth. So I play my Lord of the Manor here, take a clay. So am I going to do sow into grain? Because I don't have enough spaces to sow onto max grain and vegetables. So I could sow one grain and take a grain. Use the clay from the board to feed with 5. Yeah, last move, 2-point grain action. Yeah, be an action light, ending the game with only 3 fields, not getting the constable points, and having to take 1 cattle twice. Not the path to victory for me, and only activating Mountain Plowman once. Yeah, not the not the path to victory for me. So what's our first pick here? So what's the draft here? Korak's first pick's Constable. Wallfly takes Rogue, so that hand was just crazy jacked. Is first pick Constable correct out of that hand? I'm inclined to say no, but I don't know. Um, don't know exactly Corex's food, but I guess 2 boar versus 2 stables and paying 2 food is probably equivalent, most likely. All right, 5 food clay, feed 7. So I max 3 categories: crops and pastures. So final score plus 3. So what am I, like 37? 44. I guess it's better than I expected, but not not by much. There we go. 44. GG. All right, take a quick look at the draft. See what happened here. Am I sitting on? I'm sitting on a key. Is that why this is? There we go. Horax beats me by 4 points, which is less than the constable difference. That's a pretty big feels bad, considering Korax got growth in 6. That's a feels bad. If you're Korax, that is. Honestly, I mean, to me, it's a sign that Korax crafted a not very good hand and had a not particularly impressive game. Should be 4 categories for Lady of the Manor. Wallfly's at 3. But yeah, big win for Mercator. Synergizer into Grain Cellar. Pretty strong combo. Three, 8, 0. Oh, I have to refresh this one. 3, 8, 0, 8, 6, 1. All right. So I open with this Valley Chronicler here over Bargaining Baker. Is that correct? My wheel is Big Game Hunter or Gleaner. Ended up being Mountain Plowman. Big Game Hunter doesn't seem very good. So yeah, maybe first picking something like Valley Chronicler is bad when the wheel looks this bad. Certainly, it's no Historian, but Historian's what? Like 4-4, 4-5? It could be worse than Historian and still be better than Bargaining Baker. But yeah, Bargaining Baker would have kind of been... It's the card that I needed here. Would have supported me going down the baking line a lot better. It would have saved me it would have saved me a stone on the clay oven. Like, Bargaining Baker is actually, yeah. 63 for Mercator, yeah. Not really close. I mean, he got given 8 points by the other two, so by myself and Korax, so yeah, that's the thing. I take Inspector here. This is a 4-wood occupation. This pile is pretty junk. So yeah, here's the pick where I see Lord of the Manor, Grain Cellar, Child Psych. I already have Valley Chronicler. So taking Child Psych when one of my other Ox is already dead is kind of a feels bad. Or something like Lord of the Manor looks, you know, it's always going to be something worth striving for. I take Lady of the Manor here. Do I need like a kelp gather or something? I don't know. The rest of this pile is just junk. Then I do wheel Mountain Plowman over Gardener's Wife. So if my Balance Farmer is instead Gardener's Wife, that's better for me. But what would I take over Balance Farmer? Child Psych? Like, I'm not taking Child Psych there either. Yeah. I mean, I drafted Ox that play other Ox, and then the other Ox I got were not very good. And then I also got another way to play more Ox out of Evening Prayer here. Now, to be fair, the rest of this pile is like fairly junk, but yeah. Maybe a sign that I'm just down the wrong path here. Yeah, storage shed would have helped with the stone thing, but like with lighthouse you're not building a stable. Yeah, I think my hand was just unfortunately a little too weak. Yeah, so it was first pick Constable. Um I probably first pick Child Psychologist. I don't know. You could take Lord of the Manor because you're wheeling Fence Dealer, right? Or you expect to. But I mean, Child Psych is incredible. And then visiting Quarryman's probably fine. Although now you really want to lean into getting Lord of the Manor points potentially. So here's where the Bargaining Baker ended up. And takes Fence Dealer. Yeah, the fact that Fence Dealer wheeled, I think, means that Constable was not the correct first pick. Knowing about Lord of the Manor. Because, like, this is actually 7, except for Valley Hunter, this is 6 cards worth playing in this draft. So Corex would have benefited from a card that helped him play more occupations. And then he has Swing Plow here. Wow, yeah. I think with Child Psych his game is a lot better. I think his game is a lot better with Child Psychologist. Okay. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you've tuned in, ever commented, thank you. Particular shout outs to all the subs, especially on Twitch. Thanks, guys. Not gonna make any commitment for when, if ever, I stream again. Yeah, just it just takes too long to get games these days, unfortunately. Um, and still pretty strongly prefer this format to the BGA format. So, and if you're playtesting on BGA, sometimes it takes a long time to get playtest games over there as well. Although it is a bit faster than here. So yeah. No commitment for when, if ever, I do stream again. But thanks very much, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this little video.